We got a very special SMIBB Bricks video for you today. Today we're doing a double feature featuring both of the Iron Man sets for 2025 so far. The Iron Man Mech versus Ultron from earlier this year, and this month's Iron Man's Laboratory Hall of Armor. I am a big fan of Iron Man. As a matter of fact, it's exclusively usually what I get. So I'd like to say I know my stuff. So I'm going to be giving my 2 cents, giving my review on these two, and maybe showing a little bit of the display, the collection. So let's get started here. Let's do the little guy first. Let's do the mech. So here is the Iron Man mech versus Ultron. Now this is the third Iron Man mech of this caliber. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the sub-theme started with an Iron Man mech. It was a simpler, more straightforward, kind of the modern Iron Man, mostly red with a little bit of gold here and there. And then there was a second one, which was kind of the inverted color palette, the kind of Mark 42 looking thing, where it's got mostly gold with a little bit of red. I do like that one a lot compared to the first one. But this one, however, this might be my favorite aesthetically, as it's kind of more of the classic comic book Iron Man going on with the, instead of just being overall red with some accents of gold, he's got big blocks of gold, the arms and the legs specifically being predominantly gold. And that extends to the minifigure as well, because if we take him out of here, this minifigure itself, I believe to be LEGO's interpretation of the classic Iron Man, the kind of 60s, 70s typical Iron Man with the gold arms and legs and the kind of the simplified body. This is definitely their attempt at a classic comic book Iron Man, while still not making it too alien to the other designs. They're kind of a bit of a cohesion and kind of an immersion between them all. You can have this one next to a movie suit, and it's not too terribly jarring. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this figure. This extends also to the helmet. Now the helmet has kind of the curved widow's peak. Again, very classic Iron Man, classic comic book sort of look. Not quite fully rounded, a little bit of points, which, you know, another kind of illusion. And this is actually what a big part of this I want to talk about. So this helmet has kind of gone through the ringer with the LEGO community, especially fans for LEGO Marvel and Iron Man specifically, as it's considered a downgrade by most people, and I respectfully disagree. Compared to the original helmet is very detailed, very nice. It's a spectacular replication of sort of the early MCU Iron Man helmet. However, because of that, it is extremely rooted in that design. As a matter of fact, the minute they kind of move past the first Avengers movie, we already kind of saw some cracks in that kind of ideal. This is supposed to be the Mark 50, which on the torso and the leg print, fantastic. Yep, that's the Mark 50. It's weird, ergonomic, too much silver, you know, rounded, organic design. But the helmet is it's not the Mark 50 helmet. I'm actually put it side by side in post here, but you can see that the Sanctum set actually has a far more accurate looking faceplate for the Mark 50, which is impossible to do with the original helmet piece, because it's just too like rooted. All the details are all baked in. You have to have that rivet there. The mouth is, you know, has to have that shape. Yeah, the most they could do is add some black lines, which is more showcased on the original Mark 43, where they have to. The only way to distinguish any sort of details is just by throwing stuff on the helmet, which can just kind of look garish at times, honestly. Meanwhile, if they're just able to print the faceplate in full, which is what the earlier iteration, the kind of in-between helmet with the no faceplate, was kind of a test bed for. After all, it was introduced to kind of emulate a comic design that they were not able to emulate at the time because they had, you know, the other helmet. But now that they had this one, they were able to print, you know, custom faceplates, have more unique designs, more comic and other sort of variants, and then they figured, well, why not just go all the way and then have the faceplate piece, but also have it flat so we could print any sort of shape we want. And I think it's done spectacular. Is it a little bit flat from the front? Maybe. That's like the only thing I can really say. People say it's too tall. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. It's a Lego. Like, if you wanted accuracy, why are you getting Lego? Like, get a figure. The whole point of it's not accuracy. It's abstraction. You know, it's a brick. They have 5 fingers in the real world. You know that, right? Who cares if the helmet's a little bit big? Yeah, great figure. Very good. Speaking of great figures, I also have Ultron. This is a good Ultron. Not quite a design rooted in anything in specific, but it is a very good, just essentialist Ultron. The chest side actually, kind of the chest side design reminds me of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is very nice, you know, unofficial figure in a sense. But yeah, so this set, fantastic. Very good. The shoulders could use some work, but Lego just tends to like this sort of shoulder design, but yeah. Like overall, decent, you know, $15, not too terribly bad. This gets a thumbs up for me. Now we have the big guy, the Iron Man's Laboratory Hall of Armor. I don't know why they don't just call these sets Hall of Armor, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the set. The set is both an extension to the last Hall of Armors, but also a homage to the first one. As we've got Igor here, we've got these 2 bits of fire. We've got Dummy with a little fire hydrant again. Very nice. But let's go over some of the extras. Dummy and the fire, very nice. And the fire is here because Aldrich Killian is here. Again, kind of making this and the Iron Patriot figure making it a kind of an Iron Man 3 set in the same way that the last Hall of Armors was kind of an Iron Man 2 set because it had Nick Fury and War Machine and Whiplash. Do the Iron Man figures actually reflect that? Not really. Whatever. Aldrich Killian. Neat. I don't know, he's a shirtless dude with a glowing tattoo. I don't know. Hair's useful. It's a generic face. It's like the third Pepper Potts I have. The hair's like a brighter orange, which is neat, I think. But other than that, it's just another Pepper, and they give her another gun, which is a big, unwieldy stud shooter where you'll lose the stud forever. So that's cool. I got this thing. This thing's a cute little play feature on the side. You know, piece of laboratory equipment. Actually, it's backwards, where it's used as a sort of scanning thing where you go over the nanotech stuff, and the circles do cool, like glowing stuff. Kind of. It evokes sort of a neat visual. This is very loose, so it just sort of slams around. It's cute. It looks very good. Aesthetically, it's very satisfying. Just kind of throw it with the rest of the modules and equipment. But in the play features, you know, valiant. Let's go over Igor. So this is Igor number 2. This is Igor number 1. People hated this guy, and like, I guess, yeah, he's not very aesthetically pleasing. If you throw the guy in there, it's not really. You just see most of him. Like this is like this looks like the power loader as opposed to an Iron Man armor. You know, it's chunky, it's weird, it's gappy, but you know, it's a cute idea. The idea is there. The execution was about like 50% there. And while I do appreciate the attempt, I like the idea of this piece of the faceplate, it doesn't really work out. Now, the new one, much nicer, kind of. It's an abstraction. It's not like a one-to-one, you know, replica of the suit from the movie. Like, the suit was slimmer, it was a little bit smaller, but that's not. Who cares? It's not why we're dealing with this. It's like, it's a nice caricature of the suit, and then, you know, it still has the, you know, the feature where you can throw a guy in there. There they are. Boom. That's nice. You can still see him a little bit on the side, but at least, like, you know, when you see the side of him, you don't see like the entirety of his face, you know? Like, that is solid. That's not too bad. Did we need him in the set? Probably not. But, oh well. I like the arms. The arms are arguably better than the actual Iron Man mech arms, in my opinion. I like these ones are built just more solid. Big fan of them. Igor, nice. This is nice. I'm sure plenty of people would prefer he not be in the set, and have there be like another module or like a different armor in the set instead. But oh well, it's a nice bonus. It's a nice bonus. Now we have the main attraction, the Hall of Armor itself, in quotes. So we have a little, central pedestal thing again. It's a little bit smaller, but the arms are arguably better. They can kind of fold in, hide themselves easier, fold up. They're very posable, very nice. If you have the Iron Patriot on here, you can grab his gun, have it be like equipped and stuff. It's got this little screen back here too, which is cute. It's very nice. Not very kind of put it down there. It's kind of awkwardly down there because they're using this piece. Kind of doesn't bend too much. That's whatever. Put them in the middle there. White coffee cup. Coffee cup's always good. Every set has a coffee cup. Because an essential part of Iron Man's character is that he drinks too much coffee. Not alcohol. He drinks too much coffee, clearly. So, got an important character detail. But, yeah, very nice. Very cute. And the modules themselves. So this is the third major iteration of the modules. Comparing the three, they each have their own advantages and disadvantages in very different ways, which I think is arguably very impressive at this point, right? We have the first one. First one's nice. It's small, it's kind of bare, it's very brick built, and kind of it's a little bit clunky, but it gets the job done. It's pretty good. And then we had the second iteration, this one, very much more of a cage, much more of like a module. As you can kind of see, it's a little spacious, big gap up here. Kind of can end up looking a little empty, unintentionally. So, and while they did fix one of the problems with the original one, because the original one had little panels back here, which had some of them I didn't grab the one, but some of them have the panels with stickers or prints in which they have they showcase holograms of the armor. They're kind of like the ones over here do. So holograms of the armor, like little details and stuff, which is impossible to see from the front because instead of the full 4x4, 4x6 like sort of panel, you just have like a little 2x4 little thing. Like you wouldn't be able to. There's no way to actually see those details without turning it around. So it's just completely useless. Now, despite the fact that this one's much more open, they could have done that. They didn't. Instead, the thing they did for the second version was have these little optional displays instead. You can put them in there and have oh, look, there's the Mark 1 or whatever. Which is sure, that's cool, but I want both. You want both, Bring in this guy. Best of both worlds. Although, instead of using the panel, the window panel like the previous one did, they're just this panel, but attached onto the back. So it's a little bit weirder from the side. Works from the front pretty well. So it is, I guess, theoretically possible to swap out these panels for the ones on the back there, which is, actually pretty nice. They've also raised the platform on this design so that the suits themselves actually inhabit a higher in the capsule here, which is, again, visually very nice. It's a little, again, there's kind of this big gap here, which is a little bit awkward, a little bit ugly, but, nothing like 5 seconds of modification probably couldn't fix, Now, the figures. Fantastic. We have the Mark 6, we have the Mark 43, and we have the Iron Patriot. All updates to older figures. I have 2 of the original ones. For comparison, there we are. Very good updates. And once again, the Iron Patriot here being a good example of the updated faceplate with the, being able to print on the faceplate being a lot better for little details. Again, War Machine having much more boxier little faceplate and details. The mouth being a little bit different there. It's nicer. Now, awkward thing about this Iron Man set is there isn't an exclusive Iron Man figure. As a matter of fact, the only exclusive armor is the updated Iron Patriot here.
I would have preferred an updated Mark 42 to another Mark 43 for this set, considering it's already kind of an Iron Man 3 set, and we haven't gotten the Mark 42 in a while. But it's whatever, I guess.
However, you could make the argument because these two figures are in 2 other sets. It's a much more consolidated way to get these 2 figures as opposed to, having to get like a battle pack and the big logo versus, something else. One downside to the updated Iron Patriot, however, is this rather unwieldy stud launcher, which is not conducive to actually standing in the module without having to move it out of the way, which looks kind of cool, but it's still a little bit awkward and isn't quite as cool as the original turret. So wrapping up, final thoughts. Both sets are very nice, very good. Do I recommend getting them right now at base price? If you like the mech designs, yes. If you no, wait for a sale for this guy. This guy's great. He's not $60 great, but he's pretty good. If you really want, just eventually this figure's probably cheaper, the easier you get individually. But if you want the whole rig, wait for clearance probably. But quality-wise, very good overall. So be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel if this is up your alley. Plenty of videos, plenty of discussion pieces coming your way. And have a good one. Hey, just so you're aware, this extended April Fool's bit was solely so we could do this video, like this Iron Man video. Tim's back, by the way.
I have something to live for! SMIBB Bricks is back, baby! Let's go!